You know exactly how this goes. You pick up your phone just to check one single notification. The room is dark, you literally just want to see who texted you, and well, next thing you know, the sun is actually coming up through the blinds. That was 2 whole hours ago. But here's the thing. You didn't just decide to lose that time, nobody does. And that is exactly the point, because those 2 hours, they weren't an accident. They were the plan. Today we're calculating the real cost of doom scrolling. And I don't mean the guilt, I mean the actual hours, the actual money, and what it's quietly doing to your brain.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever honestly asked yourself how that happens? Like how you pick up your device for just a quick ping and somehow, magically, lose 2 entire hours? It kind of feels like a personal failure, doesn't it? But here is the reality we need to unpack right now. You didn't decide to lose that time. To really understand what's going on here, we have to start with the math. Because honestly, the math is the part nobody actually bothers to do.
Look at this number right here, 4.5. The average American adult right now spends somewhere close to 4 to 5 hours a single day on their phone. And let's be super clear about what this number actually represents. This is not you working. It's not you calling your mom or, coordinating your calendar. No, this is pure, unadulterated scrolling.
Now let's fast forward a bit. Let's run those numbers out. When you take those 4 to 5 hours a day and multiply them over just a single year, this equals 70 full days. 70 days. And that is not 70 days of using your phone for something productive or necessary. No, that is 70 days just gone, evaporated, mostly lost to feeds that are literally engineered to never ever quite satisfy you enough to make you want to stop. And right here is where the math hits its absolute emotional climax. Over a single decade, you are looking at close to 2 full years of your adult life. 2 whole years spent thumb deep in entirely forgettable content that, let's be real, you won't even remember by next week. That is the real cost we're talking about today. It's not just, oh, I wasted some time. It is a measurable, massive percentage of your one single life being quietly rerouted right into a product.
Section 1. The trap. Engineered against your willpower. Now, what's really interesting about this is your phone is not actually competing with your willpower. It's competing with behavioral scientists.
And that's the part that is completely not your fault. When you find yourself stuck in that endless scroll, the trap is meticulously built. First off, the infinite scroll was engineered specifically to remove the natural stopping cues your brain always used to rely on. Think about it for a sec. A physical newspaper, it ends. A television show, it ends. But an infinite feed replaces those natural endings with a void that literally never stops. And why? Well, because your watch time directly equals their compensation. Their entire job, their whole multi-billion-dollar business model, relies completely on making sure you do not put that device down. And this brilliantly illustrates what we're really up against. We're looking at the exact same unpredictable reward structure as a casino slot machine. You have no idea if the next swipe will be completely boring or if it will be the most fascinating thing you've seen all day. And that uncertainty, that is exactly what keeps your thumb moving. This is why telling someone to just have more willpower is frankly pretty useless advice. You aren't weak. You are just outmatched by a free tool built by some of the absolute smartest engineers on the planet.
Section 2. The toll. Beyond the lost hours. So, it really begs the question, what do those 2 lost years actually cost you, beyond just the hours themselves?
Because the toll goes way deeper than just time. When we look at the research, the hidden mental costs of heavy short-form content are remarkably consistent and honestly a bit alarming. We're seeing significantly shortened attention spans. We're seeing severely disrupted sleep, almost always driven by that late-night scrolling habit. And then there's severe comparison anxiety. The stakes here escalate incredibly quickly, from just, losing track of the clock to actively degrading your own physical and mental well-being. And all of that leads directly to this phenomenon, continuous partial attention. It is defined as the state where you are never fully present anywhere because part of your brain is always half waiting for the next notification. Think about what that actually means for a second. It completely fractures our ability to be fully present in our daily offline lives. Whether you're sitting at the dinner table with your family or just taking a walk outside, a little piece of your mind is always tethered to the digital world. Then, of course, there's the comparison cost. On one side, you have these beautifully curated highlight reels. You're seeing people's absolute best moments, their perfect vacations, their incredible incomes and relationships. And on the other side, well, you have your unfiltered ordinary Tuesday. Doom scrolling doesn't just steal your time. It drives a very real low mood by constantly forcing you to measure other people's manufactured highlights against your everyday reality. It is a highly documented driver of anxiety.
Now, I really want you to consider this quote. You are a person using a product that was optimized against your own best interest. Listen, if you feel guilty about your screen time, please know that it absolutely does not make you broken. It doesn't make you unusual. You are simply engaging with a system that is doing exactly 100% what it was designed to do to a human brain.
But let's just take a breath for a second here. Let's slow things down. It's not all bad. The point of this explainer is definitely not to make you feel terrible and tell you to, go throw your phone in a lake. That's just not realistic, and it's not our goal at all. We have to be honest with ourselves. Not all screen time is equal, and it is really important we make that distinction crystal clear.
Because the goal was never zero screen time. Video calling a parent, learning something genuinely useful, coordinating plans with your friends, that is all intentional screen time, and that is fantastic. The real problem, the actual enemy we're talking about here, is the unconscious scroll. It's the one that starts with, "I'm just checking for a second," and then pulls you in completely without a deliberate decision, leaving you 45 minutes later with absolutely zero memory of what you just watched.
Section 3. The escape. How to actually take time back. Let's move to and see how this builds, because we need to talk about real environmental design changes instead of relying on useless willpower tricks. If just trying harder doesn't work, what actually does? The answer lies in redesigning your environment. Because the phone is engineered against you, you have to re-engineer it for yourself. Here are 3 actionable steps that actually truly work. First up, kill the infinite part of the scroll. Most phones now let you set app timers or even switch your feeds to a load more button instead of just auto-refreshing. This single, simple step restores the natural stopping point your brain used to have. Second, make it boring. I know it sounds crazy, but turn on grayscale mode to strip out the color psychology that these apps are built around. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Through simple conditioning, if the phone gives your brain less of a colorful reward, you're naturally going to reach for it less. And third, replace the reflex. That urge to scroll, a lot of the time it's just boredom. Keep a physical book, a plan for a short walk, or honestly just 5 minutes of doing nothing on standby. Give your reflex somewhere else to land so you aren't fighting it head-on. By stripping away these design tricks, you naturally start to rebuild your own boundaries.
Section 4. The real reward. What you're buying back. Because reclaiming these design decisions, it was never really about the phone itself.
None of this requires quitting your digital life completely. It just requires taking back the design decisions that were quietly made for you. So, the crucial point is, attention is your only truly non-renewable resource. Think about it. You can always figure out a way to make more money, but you can never, ever make more hours. Every single hour you take back from an engineered feed is an hour that goes somewhere else. Back to a real, face-to-face conversation at dinner, a personal project, a walk outside, or simply genuine rest that isn't interrupted by a ping every 4 minutes. Putting the phone down doesn't just mean less screen time. It quite literally means more life.
So, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to chew on today. What is the screen time number you are actively afraid to look at? Go ahead, I challenge you. Check your phone's screen time report right now. Look at that daily average. And if the number surprises or even shocks you, remember, that is not a failure, not at all. That is just highly useful information. It's your starting line. Use it, take back your 2 years, and start spending your time on purpose. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.